Do not order a cappuccino afternoon.
It's not a game, it's a rich.
Ciao, y'all, NaturallyKenya here, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about integrating into Italian culture. And as an American girl that has lived here almost 8 years, I have a bit of comments and definitely a perspective to share on this. So if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. In today's video, I would like to get into some of the things I feel like are really important whenever you're thinking about moving to Italy, because it's really going to influence how you act and maybe some things you need to change in your personality or priorities maybe in your life whenever you come here. So if you're new here, my name is Kenya, yes, like the country, and I'm an American girl sharing my life and experiences abroad while living in Rome, Italy. I share literally all of my perspectives, so you'll find that on my channel here. And I just like to share everything in my life with you guys and give you some tips and tricks in case you're thinking about making a new life abroad. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So as someone who has experienced the highs and lows of adapting and creating a new life in Italy, there are so many things I want to share, and I have a few different categories for you guys in this video. I'll try to make chapters so you guys can reference those as well, so you have a more efficient viewing of this video. So the first segment, let's say, is how I think it's really important to embrace those social norms here in Italy. You know, the greeting is very important. When you walk in, you say good morning, so buongiorno, the evening, buonasera. You need to set slightly a level of respect when you walk into a room or an establishment. So don't forget that. Also, with strangers, friends alike, when you meet someone, you may actually do cheek kisses. And that's really important. It's standard here. Get used to it. You know, you break that personal space barrier, which is honestly something I kind of like. It's not as standoffish as sometimes our interactions are in the US. So something I think is really cute. I think it's nice. I personally think that we could do more of that in the US, but maybe we have our hugs. So more or less the personal space is invaded. There's a lot of like touching as well in these social interactions, hugs, shoulder touching, arm in arm walking. Like, it's really cute. And I think it's something you have to embrace here and know that it's just a very touchy society. And it's something that, in my opinion, I kind of like it because it kind of breaks that barrier of making conversations maybe a bit awkward. It shows like somebody actually has affection towards you and they care about what you're saying. And to me, it just makes me feel warm inside knowing, you can make and build those friendships and relationships abroad, just like in the States, just in a different fashion. Another aspect under this particular category is always dining etiquette. If you go for lunch, if you go for dinner, know and expect the time limit to be null and void. There's no time limit. You will be there for 2.5 to 3.5 hours, maybe. So clear your schedule for the day, having, appetizers, first course, second course, dessert, everything. So just know that it's not just like a quick meal just to eat and, fill your body up with food and then you leave. No, it's a social interaction. It is a social gathering. It's all about making those connections, building them, sharing a nice meal together with no pressure. And I think it's a nice event to really slow down and take in the most important aspects of those relationships that you've built and the relationships that you have. It's something that I really enjoy because sometimes I feel like in the States, we're just go, 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 go. We don't have downtime. We have to do this, we have to do that. But here, you really got to embrace the slow life. And it's something that I think can be learned. I definitely had to adapt a lot to this and just clear the calendar, clear the schedule, because it's just not going to happen today. It's just not going to happen. And so I think it's something that's interesting, but also something that you can really look forward to. Also, the coffee culture. There is no cappuccino afternoon, guys. Leave that in the US, whatever. The milk drinking after noon. Don't order any coffee with milk, please. Save yourself the embarrassment and the dirty looks and the dirty stares. Do not order a cappuccino afternoon. It's all about the espresso-based drinks here. Now, the next thing I want to mention is the importance of really immersing yourself in the local traditions, local customs. There's always Carnevale, Ferragosto. There's always some kind of celebration that's just waiting for you to participate in. And I definitely think it's really important if you want to integrate into Italian society to, go out there, attend a few events, see which ones you like, look forward to something, get dressed up, go out with your friends and like embrace the varying social and celebrational calendar, celebration calendar for holidays in Italy. It's definitely something that always excites, and there's always something to see, always something to eat, always something to enjoy. Also, holidays are really centered around family and friends, especially for like Easter and Christmas. So get used to those multiple day gatherings, multiple lunches, dinners, just don't eat any breakfast or lunch if there's a dinner. Don't eat any breakfast or dinner if there's a lunch. Just don't eat that day except for the one meal because you're going to be eating so much, so many courses. And I love it, but it is a lot. So just prepare yourself in that sense and know that there's really a big value on family and friends when it comes to the holidays. Also, there are a few other daily rituals that are integrated into Italian culture, and that is that aperitivo, so that's the pre-dinner drink, snacks, and catch up with your friends, as well as like a passeggiata, which is like an evening stroll around the city. You'll learn to love these, and it just becomes such a natural part of life, and definitely something that the Italians got right. Additionally, when it comes to learning the language and communicating, which is my next segment for the video, I think it's something that really impacts your entire experience of living in Italy. I think it is really important to be able to speak Italian so you can effectively communicate and build friendships and a network for yourself when you're abroad. So no pressure at all, because I've been there. I've had other things to do, other priorities. I learned the language, but it was a long journey. And I think it will change your life because it's the most important part, in my opinion, of integrating into Italian society. There are so many language resources you can use. I actually made a video not too long ago about it, and maybe I'll tag it here above to just give you a little bit of inspiration about how I see learning a language and a few tips. But it's not impossible. You do have to spend a lot of time, but just think about it like this. If you do it and you do it consistently, you'll be able to be done, finished, and you'll be able to live your life afterwards. So just think about it, on a long-term basis, that it really will benefit you in the long run, especially if you intend to live in Italy for the rest of your life. Also, the communication styles are equally as important. There are so many different gestures you will learn here, and Italians really do talk with their hands, which I love, by the way, but it's also something you have to keep in mind here. You got to learn what each gesture means and incorporate it into your own life. I definitely think making friends and building a community is equally as important. Throw yourself out there, go to an event, attend a new gym or, some classes that you can meet people that are like-minded. Just go to a hobby, find something to do, and you'll be able to build your network and integrate more easily into Italian society. I think this one is just as important as the language learning because, if you don't put yourself out there, you can't really make friends and build a network. And then when it comes to navigating your work and daily life, I definitely think in Italy, there's less of that pressure to work. There's more of a balance. There's more of value on family and friends. And there are some workplace norms, let's say, that maybe you won't find in the States. So tread lightly. If you come here, you may have to adapt to a few different standards. But I definitely find that Italians tend to value more of those relationships and meetings with their family and friends, maybe a bit more than we do in the States. And it's something that I think is very, very important in life. And I think it will be very difficult to go back to the States and not have that same level of importance, let's say. But I think it's changing in the States as well because I think people realize how important it is. So that's not saying it doesn't happen in the States, but I definitely think that it's a little bit more rare than anything. Also, in terms of daily routines in Italy, I definitely think that people take it much slower, a leisurely stroll, a small coffee in the morning, taking it all slow and not running from place to place. We tend to do that in the States, and it's something I'm learning that I need to really slow down and take a break because that's what Italian life is like. Nobody's in a rush to do anything, which is probably why, the bureaucracy takes forever, but that's another discussion. But just slow it down, and I think it will make your integration much easier. You have to find that balance between like work, leisure, and like your personal pursuits. And the balance that you'll find is probably much more reasonable for each of those areas than maybe it would be in the States. So just some closing comments. I've noticed for myself that this personal growth I've made over the last 7.5+ years living in Italy has been astronomical. Truly, the person I was when I arrived in Italy is not the person I am today. I started off as a student. Now I am literally fully working, having my whole life here. And there are just so many aspects that I've adapted into my own life in that like American grind culture that I have, that honestly, I just love the balance that I've created in my own life. And I encourage you guys to go out there if you're thinking about living in a new place or you want to integrate into another culture. It's not impossible. You're still going to be you, and I'm still me. I'm still an American girl. I'm still a Texas girl. But I now have so many elements of my life that I have, really grown from and become a different person. And I'm still that girl, but I'm also like that girl with different elements on top. So little add-on packages, let's say, that I feel like has really, really like changed my life entirely, for sure. So I just want to say the Italian culture is so rich and really, really diverse. There's so much history here. And I think if you really embrace it, you'll realize how amazing it can be. And I wish you the best on your journey, whether you're integrating into Italy or entirely a different country. I think it's really important to learn the cultural norms, the language, and just go out there and create the connections that will really benefit your life. So that's all for this video, guys. If you have any comments, leave them for me in the comments section below about ways you've found that work for you to integrate into a new culture. Anyway, we have some fireworks outside, but besides that, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, y'all.